What if I told you there was truly a way to start creating the world that you want to live and it's all inside of you? Well, in today's video, we're going to go through that and I'm going to walk you through visioneering. Hey, Jason here. If you've been watching the channel or if you're new to the channel, I have now been an expat slash nomad for 10 years. I am on my fourth country, third continent, now having permanent residence in the southern region of Africa in Lusaka, Zambia. And one of the things I started doing is sharing with you what I've learned along this 10-year journey. But most importantly, if you're thinking about becoming an expat or already one, why you should be looking here into Zambia because of the opportunities that exist. So let's go ahead and get into today's topic. And this is visioneering. Now, what a lot of people may not know is this is something I've been studying for like the past 8-9 years. Really got deep in it when I was into Bob Proctor's 12-month long coaching program. And it really helped me learn a lot, but it helped me become the person that you see today. And I'm still using this to become the person that I want to be tomorrow. And today I was thinking like, what video should I do for you? And so I was like, you know what? Let me go through visioneering with you, because as I talk to a lot of people, I'm starting to see like the higher faculties is not something that's being talked about. And this is even when you're talking to people that are going through higher level coaching, mentorship, or life coaching. And this is some of the things that are missing. So let's go ahead. I'm going to be reading here off the computer and talking to you at the same time on the video. So the exercise of the visualizing faculty keeps your mind in order and attracts to you what you need to make your life more enjoyable and in an orderly way. So as I'm reading this, I'm going to explain it and break it down also. So I wanted to read that first sentence for you because I'm going to go and explain what is the exercise of the visualizing faculty. And remember, it says the exercise of the visualizing faculty keeps your mind in order. Your mind has to be in order for you to actually start getting the things that you want, and attracts to you what you need to make your life more enjoyable and in an orderly way. So first question is, what are your visualizing faculties? What are your higher faculties of the mind? We have 6 higher faculties of the mind. Most of us confuse our senses as a thing that actually guide us. Our senses is how we perceive everything that is around us. Our higher faculties are actually what guides us. And those are our imagination, intuition, will, perception, memory, and reason. All 6 of these faculties together are our visualizing faculties. So to actually visioneer your life, you have to start using your higher faculties and command them in an orderly way to get to what you want to be. And so then it says, if you train yourself in the practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examining your picture, you will soon find that your thoughts and desires proceed in a more orderly procession than ever before. Orderly, orderly. This, you keep hearing this word orderly coming up over and over. And however, when you're picturing your desires, what is that? That is your imagination. It's something that we have been taught is a bad thing as a kid through modern school systems. It doesn't matter where you grew up in the world, your country you came from, your culture, your tribe. All of us have been taught one way and another. Stop doing that. Get focused. And what our parents and what our grandparents and all our ancestors didn't understand is when we were using our imagination, we were actually becoming more focused. We were bringing in the desire that we want. And then from there it says, and you carefully examine your picture. How do you carefully examine your picture? You're going through your memory, because when you're doing the imagination, you're actually creating a memory. The brain, the subconscious mind, is not able to identify the difference between something that is real and something that is unreal. So when you're using your imagination and then using your memory also, and then with that, you use your perception. That is how you're actually identifying and examining it. So this is very key to actually doing what you want to do and become what you want to become. This is the secrets to the law of attraction. Like the movie The Secret teaches us a lot, but It doesn't teach us these things in detail. It's more than just saying, I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a billionaire. Can you imagine yourself of how you're going to live your life doing with $1 billion? What are you going to be using the money for? What type of person are you going to be? What type of life are you going to be living? What type of legacy will you leave behind? All of these things are very important. And this is how you start doing things in a more orderly way. And then it says, having reached a state of ordered mentality, you are no longer in a constant state of mental hurry. Most of us live our lives in mental hurry. We're worried. We're in fear. We're worried about bills. We're worried about if we're going to be able to make it through the day. We're worried about can we feed our kids. We're worried about if our partner is going to leave us. We're worried about so much things. And this is keeping us out of having that mental clarity and that ordered mental state. If you're someone that reads the Bible, read the book of Job. Job shows you how he was not in an ordered mental state. I think it was either a few nights ago or last week. I was reading Job, and it really dawned on me because it hit home with this right here. Because it was like, oh, Job is not in an ordered mental state at all. Job is not even using his higher faculties. Job has given up. Job is only in a mental hurry, like, oh God, woe is me. Oh God, I remember when you walked beside me, everything was great. It wasn't that God was literally holding Job's hand. Job was functioning in an ordered mentality. And when Job was functioning in that ordered mentality, he was attracting everything that he truly desired. But the thing about it is, there's always going to be negative things that happen to us. It's our job to recalibrate with our higher faculties, which again are imagination, intuition, will, perception, memory, and reason. When we have these negative things that happen, we have to start using our will and our reason to really go deep. And we use those going with our memory on the good times. Like, what were the good times? How were things going? You recall those, and then you start seeing like, oh, wait, this was going on. This was going on. Let me get back on track. And that is how that works. And then from there, it says, hurry is fear and consequently destructive. If you're someone that's ever driven and you was in a really angry state, or you was worried about something, you may have got a call that your kid was in an accident, you need to get to the hospital, or your partner was in an accident, or anything that happens, or you're just angry. Are you driving the most safest on the highway? Let's be honest. Let's be honest with that. Answer down below. Whenever you were driving and you was in a very harried state, or if you were in a car or a taxi, for my brothers and sisters here in Zambia, in South Africa, if you were in a taxi and you saw them in a hurry, like something was wrong, how safe did you feel? That is why it says, hurry is fear and consequently destructive. It is the exact opposite of being in ordered mentality. But have you ever been in that state where you're just free flowing, you're happy, everything's going great, and then you look up before you know it, oh man, I arrived. Even if you're in a taxi, I'm like, yo, man, this was a smooth ride. You felt great. Even if you have a driver like a Yango or Uber and they're driving real great, they're orderly, they're following the traffic laws. And then you just look up and be like, man, I got here in no time. And you feel good. That is what that means. And then it goes on to say, in other words, when your understanding grasps the power to visualize your heart's desire and hold it with your will, that's going back to the higher faculty. You're holding it with your willpower. The willpower is something that is strong. You're saying, no, this is mine. Like, give you an example of when I grasped my willpower. When everyone told me I was making a horrible decision to sell my house, a horrible decision selling my cars. Oh, you think you're gonna live overseas? You'll be back in no time. I'm 10 years overseas now. I've been holding on to that with my willpower. And even now, if I want to start traveling again, I will. Like, that is how strong your willpower is. When you're defying the odds, when everything that is logical is saying that you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't achieve this, and then you do. Like, even with my health, when I was on a breathing machine, I used to use a CPAP to sleep at night. People don't know that. Like, you didn't get to see sick Jason. You seeing the Jason that is after that, that's on the other side. When I was using a CPAP at night, and I used to tell people, I'm going to find a way to get off of this machine. I'm going to find a way to breathe again. Everybody told me, oh, you're crazy, man. That's impossible. I can't do that. You can't do that. I held on to it with my willpower. Like, just because you can't do this doesn't mean I can't do this. I will find a way. And that is what it means by you hold your heart's desire with your will. You hold it into your heart, that heart frequency. And then when your willpower or your higher faculty in your mind, remember your mind is your conscious, subconscious, and your body. You hold all of that together. It must make your desire come true. You will find a way. You will beat the odds. Things will start coming to you in such an unnatural way. You can only say it was divine intervention. And so please understand that part. It said it attracts to you all things requisite. So like for me, what it attracted to me was plant-based living. Back when the plant-based wasn't even a big thing. Now you see all these vegan people all over the place. Everyone's doing alkaline. There wasn't people out there when I was doing that. I was listening to Dr. Sebi, and everyone was like, oh man, he's one of those witch doctors. He's crazy. Then I started finding modern doctors and everything, and I started understanding. It started because I was holding on to my heart's desire with my will. It attracted all the requisites for me to be able to breathe again without needing a machine at night to sleep. I wouldn't be able to live here on the continent of Africa if I was still dependent on a CPAP machine. Look how that just opened up a whole nother continent for me just by visioneering. And then after that, it says it attracts to you all the things requisite to the fulfillment of that picture by the harmonious vibrations of the law of attraction. The law of attraction is controlled by vibrations. The way our body vibrates, our body vibrates at a constant rate. Everything vibrates in this world. Nothing is stagnant. Even if you're seeing a wall and you're like, man, that wall isn't moving, Jason. If you actually use a powerful enough microscope, you can see the vibration of how that wall is moving. The atoms, the neutrons, the protons, the electrons. It is moving at a subatomic level. Everything in this world is in constant motion. Everything we do is based off the law of vibration, which is the primary law, and the law of attraction is the secondary law. So to attract what you want, you must vibrate at that frequency to get it. And you must hold on to it. You first desire it into your heart. You're like, this is what I want. And then you use your willpower and your other higher faculties. And then it must start coming to you because it is vibrating to you. This is what it means about keeping your mind in order. You keep your mind in order by using your higher faculties to your advantage. And then after that, it says, you realize that since order is heaven's first law and visualization places things in their natural order. So if visualization places things in their natural order, what that is saying is your higher faculties is the way to pray. It is the way to communicate to God. Whatever words you use for God, it doesn't matter if it's Allah, Buddha, Yahweh. Let's not focus on the specific word we're using here. Let's go to a spiritual level with it. This is how you attract everything to you. You're living in a heavenly way, in an orderly way. So when you get your higher faculties, your imagination, your intuition, your will, your perception, your memory, and your reason in an orderly procession, you're now activating prayer. This is why, like I always tell people, do not pray when things are looking bad. Like this thing of getting on your knees, bowing your head, oh God, woe is me. That's not praying. That's begging. And I'm not saying it to be rude or disrespectful. It's just the truth. We have to start explaining this stuff properly. This is why I still to this day love listening to Reverend Ike. He taught his congregation how to pray appropriately. Like, what do you want? What is it that you want? And so I'm asking you now, what is it in life that you want right now? What do you want for the next year? What do you want for the next 5 years? What do you want for the next 10 years? Ask yourself that question and don't feel bad answering that question. So many of us, oh, well, I don't want that much money. Damn it, how much do you want? Don't focus on how much you don't. How much do you want? Do you want fancy cars? Do you want a yacht? Do you want a private plane? Do you just want a new wardrobe? What do you want? Like, we have to start praying from appropriate level. Once you know what you want, now go use your higher faculties. Let's say if it's a car you want, if you want a new Toyota Tundra, go look at a Toyota Tundra tomorrow, or go look at it on the weekend. Touch the Toyota Tundra, smell it, rub all over the body. Sit in the car if they'll let you sit in the car. Test drive it if they'll let you test drive it. You're now using your higher faculties because now what you've done, you have now created a memory which you can use your imagination. And then with your perception, you can start seeing yourself driving that Toyota Tundra on the road. And then you keep using your willpower like, man, I can't wait till I get that car. Man, I can't wait till I get my Toyota Tundra. And then eventually you're gonna be like, yo, that Toyota Tundra mine. I want it, I claim it, I demand it. And that is how those things are gonna change for you. And that's using the law of attraction by vibrating at that level. Even if it's something that's simple, let's say if you're not able to go see the car or anything like that, find a picture of it online, print it out, and put it in a place. I would print out a big picture of it, put it in a place where you're sitting most of the time when you're at home, or even if it's putting on the ceiling of putting it on your ceiling in your bedroom when you're sleeping and waking up at night. So the first things you see is that you look up and you like, that's mine. You claim it. This is doing things in an orderly way. It sounds crazy. However, to do things in an orderly way is doing things definitely different from everyone else. Most of this world is in chaos. Believe it or not. A lot of people don't want to admit it, but the world is in chaos. We have chaotic leaders. We have chaotic family. Chaos is all around us. So you have to do things that no one around you is doing. If everything around us was actually in an orderly way, we would actually be having everything that we want. This is why there's so much lack and limitation in the world. And so now it says, you realize that let me go back to that. You realize since order is heaven's first law, and visualization places things in their natural order. The natural order, then it must be a heavenly thing to visualize. Everyone visualizes, whether they know it or not. That is so powerful. We always visualize. This is one of the reasons I don't watch certain type of programs at night before bed, because it gets your imagination or our dreaming. Dreaming is part of visualization. It's a part of our imagination. And it's having us visualize things that we don't want. This is why I do not communicate with a lot of people on a very extremely open level, because so many people do not think the way that I want to think. And so like I'm very hesitant on who I let into my inner circle, because like I tell people I don't have time for lack and limitation, woe is me, victimhood. Look, my life sucked. I went to war. It is what it is. I have to get past that. And like you have to get past what you have to get past. So be very selective on the people that you let around you and close to you. That whole thing of like you're the sum of the 5 people that you hang around with means something. I'll be honest with you. The 5 people that I spend most of my time with, 4 of the 5 people that I spend most of my time with, they're no longer living. But guess who? They're Bob Proctor, Earl Nightingale. Man, what is his name? Napoleon Hill. I don't know how I'm missing Napoleon Hill name. And then Wallace D. Wattles. I read a lot of their books over and over and over again. I listen to them on the internet over and over again. There's times I just have headphones on. I'm listening to them in the background while I'm doing normal activities. And it's because I want to be the sum of the 5 people that I hang around with. And this is the beautiful thing about the world we live in now. Those 5 people don't have to physically still be on this earth. So just think about that. And then it's after everyone visualizes, whether they know it or not, visualizing is the great secret to success. If you always hear what I say at the end of every my video, success is simple once you know how. And that's what that means. Once you know how to start visualizing, success is simple. You will start getting the things in order that you want. This doesn't mean your life is just going to become perfect overnight. No, there's still areas in my life where I'm focusing and getting my visualization better, such as my health. One of the things I did before when I was at my healthiest state, my health was attached to my marriage because I wanted to be the best husband that I could be. And so that's how I visualized it. Once Cece passed away and transitioned, I lost focus on that. So that's one of the things I'm getting back now. I'm visualizing my health for me. I don't want to attach it to anyone else again because I know how fragile life is. And I don't want to ever rebound to where I'm at now. I want to continue to be able to go and grow. And then it says, the conscious use of this great power attracts to you multiple resources, intensifies your wisdom, and enables you to make use of advantages which you formerly failed to recognize. And I just want to leave this here. When I talk about the ability to get residency here, when I talk about the ability to start purchasing land here, where I'm at now in life, you saw firsthand how I was using visualization. I was using all of my higher faculties looking at land, There was times where people were trying to rip me out. There were times where people were trying to steal money from me. People trying to force you into deals that I didn't feel comfortable with. I didn't talk about those things, but I was continually visualizing and using my higher faculties. That is how I'm at the place where I'm at now. That's how I was able to find out about the land in Chesapeake, to be able to go talk to the town council, buying land directly from the town council once I'm approved. That's how I was able to find the person that I was able to purchase land from. Even though everyone was telling me, oh, be careful of traditional land. Oh, be woeful. Traditional land ain't the best. And I just kept focusing on my higher faculties because everything around me doesn't mean that's the perception of how I see things. And because I chose to use my perception and use my reasoning and use my willpower, all combined with my heart's desire, what I wanted and how the land I wanted to get, everything around me, all of the requisites to achieve that started coming to me, meeting the right people. But I didn't just meet the right person from the get-go. I had to meet wrong people first. And so just wanted to share that with you. I hope this was very valuable for you. This is one of the things that I do. This is something that I highly recommend for you to do. If you would like, because this is actually a PDF I can email it to you if you like it. Just let me know down in the comments and just put visualization and put your email in there, and I'll send that out to you as soon as I'm able to, because I am going to be traveling pretty soon. And just remember this, man. Life is simple. Life doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't have to be a struggle all the time. It doesn't mean life is going to be perfect. There's always going to be ups and downs. Our life will always ebb and flow, but that is to help us grow. And so please grow. Like, I want to always encourage you to grow. Be the person that you want to be. Be the flower that you're meant to be. Be the tree and plant those deep roots of success and pass those deep roots of success on to your next generation. And so if you have any questions or comments about visualization, just leave those down below. If you would like for me to do this on a live where you can actually talk to me firsthand and we're communicating back and forth, let me know. I'll schedule a day and a time that I do the live. And that way we can all be on it and talk and do a little study group together. I'm always up for study groups. And most importantly, just remember this. I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.